Hello, happy Friday. You are here for a 12-minute Tabata per usual on this Friday afternoon. We have a fun one today. Hi, friends. Okay, so it's the same 12 minutes, 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest. I think for this one, you're really going to want that extra little bit of rest because for every movement, we're going to add an extra challenge. So on the podcast this week, Comfortably Uncomfortable, we talked about detoxing and how it's kind of bullshit, right? Like you don't need anything drastic to cleanse or fix to yourself, but it's what can you add? What can you integrate into your life and modify to make you stronger, to make you healthier, to make your body function at a little higher level. So with that in mind, we're adding today. I'm going to run through the exercises and modifications real quick so you know what to expect. Our first is going to be plank, opening up to a side plank. All right, so high plank to side plank, and we're going to add weights to that if you'd like. So you're having your hands on the weights, and you open. Modification, if that is not feeling right for you, on your knees, okay? I'll try to remind you through all these, but on your knees. Then down dog out to a plank. The adding is going to be lifting a leg, but again, if we're modifying, down on your knees. Bear lift, either a normal bear lift on your hands and knees, or we're going to add some shoulder taps to that. All right, this is going to be a fun one. Then we're going to pick up the weights again for some lunge pulsing. All right, our add is going to be adding the arms to that, some biceps, and then again, we're going to do the same thing with a plie and a tricep pulse. Finally, we're going to come down to the ground for a bridge, and we're going to add weights to that on our hips. Okay, let's get going. Enough chatting. I need a stopwatch. And we're going to start with our planks to side planks. I'm going to get my weights out. All right, let's go. In 3, 2, 1. So, a lot of different ways to modify this. You could keep the weights and go on your knees, right? Opening up to one side. Inhale as you open. Exhale as you lower. You could use no weights at all. And just keep a high plank or on your knees. 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Really nice. So I hope you found a little bit of a challenge there. Figured out what's working for you. Let's add or modify for this next 40 seconds. All right, we do it again. 3, 2, 1. Imagine that rubber band pulling your hip bones and your pubic bone together. Halfway. Nice and steady. Try to keep those hips even. Don't let one open or drop as you're moving. 3, 2, 1. Woo, all right. Next, we're going to do down dog to plank. So I'm going to keep these weights to the side. All right, we're pushing up to a down dog, and your add here is to lift a leg and do this on one leg. 3, 2, 1. All right, so if you're doing modification, you're coming just to a high plank or on your knees for a half plank. This is an awesome option. You can still push up into down dog into a half plank or add. So I've got my toes just lifted off the mat, just barely, on one leg. Good, stay on the one leg for the entire 40 seconds if you're comfortable. 3, 2, 1. All right. Little tricky to keep your hips nice and level when you're coming into that plank if you're on one leg. So make sure you're not opening or dropping those hips. They're so nice and level. All right, we're going to the other leg. 3, 2, 1. Nice little lift. Pull those shoulders away from your ears. As you come into that plank, your shoulders should end up directly over your wrist. Halfway. Engage that serratus muscle. Rotate the arms, squeezing the upper arms into the rib cage. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. All right. This one's going to be a doozy. We're going to get into a bear lift, and we're going to add a shoulder tap. Wrists directly below our shoulders, our knees are directly below our hips, our toes are curled under. And let's exhale, lift. Bring those hands in to center and start tapping. Feel free to reset as needed here. Hug those lower abdominals in, hug that belly in. Rubber band between your hip bones and your pubic bone. Contract that pelvic floor. Little taps here work too. Just tap down, exhale up. Inhale down, exhale up. A few more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Whew. All right, this is our last 40 seconds on our wrist, and then we move on. Whew. That one's getting me. 10 seconds. All right, my last setup, I didn't have you start with the hands in a little closer to center. Go ahead and do that. It'll help you with your balance. Big inhale, exhale up. Whew. Let's go. We stand up after this and grab our weights. Your knees are 1 to 2 inches off the ground. Halfway there. Reset if you need. Hug in that belly. 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew. All right. Shake that out. Let's stand up. Pick one side. We're going to bend both legs into a nice lunge. Arms at 90 degrees for little pulses with our legs and our arms at the same time. And let's go. Hug those upper arms into your rib cage. Elbows into your waist. Make that back work. Giving yourself 12 minutes here. Don't let it go. Make it count for you. Every second of this. We're complicating these movements to really maximize the impact. It's my favorite way to be. 3, 2, 1. Whew. All right. Other side. 15 seconds. I'm going to take advantage of this. Stretch out a little bit. Find what you need. All right. Other leg back. 3, 2, 1. Little pulses. Because it's just 40 seconds, we can do this. We're really keeping the tension. All right. Make sure your upper arm, nothing's moving up here. Your upper arm squeeze in. Hug those shoulder blades in. 1 inch up, squeeze. Almost there. 10 seconds. Little squeezes. Nice and tall. Shoulders away from your ears. 3, 2, 1. Woo! All right. We're coming into a plie and doing tricep pulses. So let's find a nice wide stance. Our feet are angled out. As we come down to bend, our hips go straight down into the ground and our knees are tracking towards our second and third toes, keeping our knees nice and wide. Let's bring the weight up and let's pulse. Pulse slow. All right, now check in. What's happening with your rib cage? Is it flared out, sticking out, or is it stacked directly over your ribs? We want it stacked. Helps our deep core function properly, utilizing that breath. Pull up from the pubic bone to get those hips stacked under you. No rib flare. Little pulses with the arms. Burn out those triceps. 3, 2, 1. Whew. These quads are going to need some stretching after this. Whew. Hope everyone is having a nice end to their week. Let's get back down into it. We're not eliminating, we're not subtracting anything today. We are taking 12 minutes to see what challenge we can add, how we can nourish our body and our mind today. Going into the weekend with excitement, with energy, with grace, feeling strong. Got my Sunday challenge group starting this weekend. Still a couple spots if anyone's interested. 3, 2, 1. Whew. Sunday's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be popping down to the ground here. A group of moms who want that extra accountability in their life right now, want help creating healthy habits. Feet planted on the ground, toes engaged. Let's raise up. Okay, so the normal movement here is just a bridge. You squeeze your glutes once you get to the top, but you lead to the top with your pubic bone. Inhale as you come down. Exhale as you come up. You want to hold that weight in place, but make sure you're not lifting it. You're letting your hips do the work. A little extra glute squeeze. And rest. Having those toes pressed down into the ground is going to force that belly to work a little harder, all right? If you're just pushing with your heels, then your hamstrings and your glutes are getting all the action, which is great in a lot of cases, but not if you're postpartum looking to strengthen that core. Let's go again. Last 40 seconds here. Still getting plenty of glute activation, even if your toes are down. Even weight on that entire foot. Tighten that rubber band between your hip bones and your pubic bone. All right, let's see how much time we have. We got 8 seconds. We're going to end with a 20-second bonus instead of rest and finishing. Let's hold it at the top here. Hold it and pulses, little pulses. Just 20 seconds. Finish up your 12 minutes. You've given yourself this much time. You can do this. Let it burn. Embrace it for 10. Almost there. 5. Keep going. 2, 1. Woo! All right. You're already down on the ground. Go ahead and give yourself a little hug in of the knees. Ooh, that feels good. All right. Hope you enjoy the rest of your Friday, and I'll look forward to hearing what you think about the workout today and seeing you again next week. Happy Friday.